Hello, we are discussing about GATE 2010 ECE paper. This question is related to electronics. Thin gate oxide in a CMOS process is preferably grown using A. Wet oxidation, B. Dry oxidation, C. Epitaxial deposition, D. Ion implantation. Gate oxide in a CMOS process is preferably grown using dry oxidation. So the answer for this question is B. We'll see. Oxidation is a process of formation of SiO2 layer from silicon. Oxidation is nothing but it is going to be a process to get a silicon dioxide layer, okay, from silicon. So, and we are going to be getting two oxidation techniques. One is nothing but dry oxidation, the other is wet oxidation, and both oxidation techniques are going to be considered under the case of thermal oxidation. Thermal oxidation is nothing but which is going to be most commonly used technique to grow the silicon dioxide on silicon, and is usually carried at very high temperatures from 900 degrees centigrade to 1200 degrees centigrade. So oxidation means thermal oxidation, and it is going to be carrying at higher temperatures, that is 900 degrees centigrade to 1200 degrees centigrade, and it is of two types. One is nothing but dry oxidation, the other is nothing but wet oxidation. Okay, dry oxidation and wet oxidation. And dry oxidation is nothing but oxygen gets reacts with silicon to form the silicon dioxide. Oxygen, that is reacting with silicon. Oxygen is nothing but gas. Whenever it is reacting with silicon, at that time what you will get is SiO2. So this is dry oxidation. And in this one, silicon is going to be solid, okay, and O2 is a gas, oxygen, and SiO2 what you are getting is also solid. So whenever a silicon is going to be reacted with oxygen gas, by that time it is going to be getting a formation of SiO2 layer, and that SiO2 layer is nothing but silicon dioxide. Okay, that silicon dioxide can be used as for gate oxide because it exhibits excellent electrical characteristics. The characteristics of this one is nothing but excellent electrical characteristics. That implies nothing but what is our main is silicon dioxide has to act as insulator, that is it has to act as best dielectric material. So this dry oxidation whichever provides the silicon dioxide that has excellent electrical characteristics, so which can act as a good dielectric material characteristics. Okay, and but the disadvantage is nothing but you can say it as it is advantage. The disadvantage of this one is nothing but lower growth rate. The growth rate is going to be small, so you cannot get more depth. Lower growth rate. So lower growth rate where we require is nothing but for thermal oxide, for gate oxide. Gate oxide is nothing but whose the width is going to be very small. Gate oxide is also called as, this is gate oxide. Other name of the gate oxide is nothing but it is thin oxide. Thin as the name implies. Okay, the width is going to be, the depth of oxide layer is going to be very small. So that gate oxide or thin oxide is going to be enhanced with dry oxidation, which has excellent electrical characteristics, but the growth rate is going to be small. So that this is used for the gate oxide formation. The other oxide what we will get is nothing but thick oxide. Thick oxide is also called as field oxide. Normally this field oxide is used to isolate the nearby transistors. Okay, whenever we are forming a bigger circuit, at that time transistors are number of transistors will increase, and by that time there is always a situation that when transistors are going to be fabricated side by side, but one transistor should not be interacted with other transistor. So in between we will place a dielectric, that is nothing but where we require a thick silicon dioxide layer, that we will get with the help of wet oxidation. Okay, this is wet oxidation is nothing but we can write like this: wet oxidation. Wet oxidation is, it is you are going to get highly purified deionized water or water vapor is used to react with silicon to get the silicon dioxide. Highly purified deionized water, deionized water or simply water vapor can be used to react with silicon, so that a silicon dioxide layer is going to be formed. So in this one we can write the equation like this, the expression for the wet oxidation: silicon plus 2H2O, 2H2O is going to be reacting as silicon dioxide plus 2H2. So out of this one, silicon is nothing but solid, 2H2O is nothing but gas or vapor, okay, gas or water vapor, and the silicon dioxide is again it is solid, what you are getting is nothing but gas. This is gas or vapor, that is water vapor, okay. So this is called as wet oxidation, as you are using water vapor, water will be treated as wet, so that it is wet oxidation. And the characteristics of wet oxidation is nothing but it has higher growth rate, higher growth rate, so that you can get more thicker silicon dioxide within small amount of time compared to dry oxidation. Higher growth rate, and but it has poor electrical characteristics, poor electrical characteristics. That implies nothing but this cannot be used as gate oxide, because gate oxide is going to be the main reason, so that mass capacitor is going to be performs well, because mass metal oxide semiconductor, in that one metal is nothing but gate material, oxide is nothing but silicon dioxide, that is gate oxide, and semiconductor is nothing but channel. So in that one, if you use thick oxide at that time, it no more act, it won't perform as a good capacitor. For that one it has to be gate oxide. So this is going to be called as thick oxide, it is called as thick oxide. So thick oxide is going to be used for the isolation purpose, it is also called as field oxide. It is used for the thick oxide, whereas it is used for the thin or gate oxide, okay. So the right option for this question is the gate oxide in a CMOS process is preferably grown using dry oxidation. So the right option is B. Thank you.